Hello everyone! For this video, we're going to be taking a look at LeonClaw since they finally decided to release more visuals for it. I do want to mention, however, make sure to check out BEYBLADE.com because until the end of October, all of Beyblade Burst, or most of it, should be about 15% off automatically on checkout. Not only that, but we have Beyblade X on our store. We have been doing some restocking, and yeah, we also have pre-orders up for October. Speaking of which, LeonClaw, it's an optional way to support the channel. I appreciate any support regardless. I am decently excited for LeonClaw. It releases October 7th, which is going to be pretty interesting. Plus, also from allthebases.com. Hopefully, whenever we're able to get it, we'll try to ship out either like the Tuesday or Wednesday, or at least by that week for sure. It just all depends on how like the X stuff works. But yeah, I'm pretty hyped for it. What I also do like is that it actually comes with a recolor of the X winder. It's like a white and like a little gold, gold ripcord, I would say. Looks cool. It's just like a little nice little marketing thing. I'm okay with like the variation if they don't want to keep doing the basic black. I think it's nice just to see these variants when they want to do them. We of course also get to see a look at our Beyblade, which something that I think is really awesome is that all of the parts are new. 560 is new and Point is new, so I'm very happy to see that we are getting new parts and not necessarily just repeated old parts. Moving on from there, we get our look at 560 a little bit closer. So 560 is a little bit interesting. It's kind of close, to like the 360 kind of design in the sense where the points are, instead of them being kind of like square and kind of like protruding like that, it's kind of like a little bit more widened out. And it's a little bit more widened out than like the three-side stuff, which in terms of burst resistance, you know, eventually when we get to testings, we'll see. I don't think it should be any issue because the more rounder they're trying to make it, the harder it should be for bursting, because the idea with like 3 versus 4, they tried to make, I guess, maybe 3 sides a little bit more easier to hit, but in reality 4 sides was like a lot easier to bully, even though it should be technically less for what they're hitting. And yeah, you basically just see the comparison between all the ratchets, which now we can officially do any low height ratchet stuff for battles. So you can do a 360, 460, and 560 all on the same deck, which that'll be very interesting to see. And yeah, you can also basically see like the contacts on the thing for the comparison. So I'm hoping for some decent use out of 560, man. Decent use. Hopefully we can get some use out of it. And then after just a little comparison between that and 4, it's pretty thick. It's a pretty thick blade, which I'm assuming also should have a pretty good weight for it, just considering that the design of the ratchet looks a little bit thick, and since it's more size, should be more molding on it, so we'll see. We also get our look at Point, which Point I have to say is pretty cool to actually see. Point I feel is closer to maybe like the idea of, I guess, something like Unite or something like Flat Ball for Metal Fight. It's basically Flat Ball for Metal Fight. So the idea with this is that essentially, right, there's a little ball right there. It's supposed to stand still normally in battle, but once it tilts, it does like a more aggressive motion, or like the double motion is basically what they refer to it as. So when it's standing still, that's like more like kind of like the stamina type stuff, and then after, when it goes like tilting, it'll go around like crazy. I'm a little bit curious though, you know, will the ball wear pretty easily, or will that little ball be pretty durable for a long period of time? We will find out. And then after, just show some examples and battles of it just going up against it, and we get our blade LeonClaw. So LeonClaw is under a similar idea because it's a balance type blade, where basically when it stands still, right, it's kind of like hitting that smooth part of the blade, but once you tilt, right, you see these little claws part that go into action, supposed to be smacking into the base. So very cool design, I actually have to say. I'm pretty excited actually for it. I think it's a cool idea for a balance type for the design. Like, it's very interesting because obviously the blades don't really have gimmicks, which makes sense, right? Because if you look at like Metal Fight is more or less the same. You only really got gimmicks like technically 3 if you count pre-hybrid wheel, where it's the original, then after the hybrid wheel system, then after like Metal Fight Explosion, and then after like 40 is when the metal wheels like got gimmicks. But yeah, I think it's a cool design, and you see an example of kind of like the tilting action of when those claws are supposed to make impact. And then they basically do a battle, and obviously all the time they do these battles, it's always going to favor the new release. It's not going to show it just losing. The Hell Scythe self-destructed. I don't know how it did it. It's not because of the impact of the thing. I just think sometimes, I don't know, 460 does some shenanigans. And the other one is just, they get an extreme. Some overall thoughts for LeonClaw, at least for prediction-wise. I think the blade does seem pretty interesting for its offensive capabilities, and potentially we could see, again, another good contender for a Beyblade X blade. Ratchet, yeah, it seems interesting. We'll see how the resistance works. stretched out, and the point bit seems really cool. And it's nice to see balance kind of evolve, because, you know, our first one is basically like a semi-flat, okay, and now our next one is like, you know, in a ball and a flat, and I think it's pretty cool to see balance just get some interesting stuff. But that's pretty much it for this video. What do you think of LeonClaw? Are you liking it so far? Are you not liking it? Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and you can pre-order on BEYBLADE.com, which is an optional way to support the channel, and I appreciate any support regardless. And that'll be it for this video. I'm pretty sure probably like Viper Tail will probably be like next week, so I guess we'll continue on from next week, maybe, I don't know. Anyways, thank you all for watching. Have an amazing day, and bye.